It's very good news for the city at the moment that because of the way we've been managing the city's finances, we're able to take the financial pressure off of the network of libraries, and it means we're able to guarantee that no library will close. That doesn't take away from the challenge of making sure that the library offering in the city is equipped for the world the way it is. And if you talk to some of our youth mayors, they will say that actually things need to catch up with the way young people are using a lot more tech, a lot more online, and that needs to happen.
According to the Quality of Life survey in 2018, only 51% of Bristol residents said that they were satisfied with the library service. In a fast-changing world, the future role of libraries is being debated across Bristol, England, and even internationally. Public funding is under pressure, and there are lots of conversations happening about what the purpose of libraries should be in the context of this digital era. But there's one question that's been missing from the conversations around the Bristol Library Service. What do young people actually think about it?
I can't remember the last time I went to one.
I think that there's something really positive about libraries in general, but just that they're not being used in the right way or accessed in the right way, which is such a huge shame.
The last time I was in the library was last year. Yeah, I needed to use a computer and I've forgotten how old the computers were at the library, and then I lasted 10 minutes.
Me, when I think of the library, I don't know why, but I imagine it to be a dark, dingy place for really old people and then really young people.
It's a place of imagination and exploration.
It doesn't seem like the most instant information source.
I used to really like libraries, but I guess as I've grown, there's other places become much more interesting.
I don't think of it as a place for young people like me.
If I remember that they were there more often, I'd probably go.
Rising Arts Agency has been funded by Bristol City Council Libraries project funding to explore how young people can start to be brought back into the conversation. And if given the chance, how would they reimagine libraries?
The thing that's coming up the most in the conversations that we've been having, the research that we've been doing, is that it's all about perception. It's all about how people see what the library service is. So many people have an idea in their head of what they think a library is, and it's really hard to break through that. If when you went as a child, it was a place where there was lots of tiny children running around and there were some books but not the books you wanted to read or anything like that, that stays with you. So many young people say, I think libraries are really quiet and they make me feel unwelcome and I don't feel like I know what goes on in there. Even if the library service is providing that at the moment, it's the perception that we've got to challenge.
The act will start arriving in about 5 minutes. Is someone else able to go and be by that door?
This is the first time I've ever project managed anything, so it was really important to me that it be a team effort, that there be lots of voices in the conversation, whether people are just chipping in at the start or at the end, or whether they're with us for the whole thing.
So you've got an overdue fine from 1999.
Like, chill out.
They've forgotten about it.
Decided that the most important thing for us was to bring people together through this project, was to make sure that people had moments of community and moments of gathering. We decided to host 2 events, one in Junction 3 Library and one in Southmead Library, and for the structure of those events to be very loose, but for their main thing to be bringing young people together, to have food, to play music, and to have some talented young creatives performing in that space so that people could start to rethink what libraries could be used for.
There's hope of holding someone who has hope of holding someone too, when it fills a space that once was hollow, a little handle on tomorrow.
Alongside that, we also did a research survey which launched, I think, in about mid-March, April time, and ran until the end of July, and it basically asked a series of multiple choice and short written questions to ask people what they thought of libraries, what they thought of public spaces, and if they could design their dream space, what would that space be like, as a way of kind of initiating that idea generation to see what people want and whether there's stuff that people want to immediately contribute to the conversation, which there was, stuff about open space and natural light and that kind of thing that kind of came really quickly into the conversation. They're really, really rich, and it's really exciting for this to be just the start of something that could hopefully have a wider impact across the city.
Is this the chance you always knew would?
It was really great going along some of the Rising events at the libraries because it meant that I got to spend time in these spaces that I hadn't really been to before, and I could just use them in a way that I never expected to use them, and it was so much fun. And I think more things like that would be really amazing to see happening in Bristol's libraries.
I think incorporating elements of film and music into libraries too would definitely help get young people to go.
Although I enjoyed the quietness of the library, how can you make it much more of a conversational area?
A chill space would be nice.
More bean bags, more colour.
Sofas, open later hours as well, because people work late, people have work.
I think more engagement with young people just in general, more kind of active social media maybe that reminds me that they're there.
I think for me the personal highlights have been in those moments of gathering and kind of coming together. We've just got to make sure that we keep that energy, because it's been such a highlight to feel like this is for something and that it has purpose, even if that purpose is just a little bit of change. One last thing that I would want to say is go to your local library. It might not be the way that you think it is, and we just need to make sure that we are using it, because it is a use it or lose it situation, and we absolutely can't lose it.
What's the use of holding heavy hearts? They only weigh us down, we know. From the fear of empty arms, we just can't bring ourselves to let them go. And so we carry on and carry all these heavy hearts.